1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I said the end, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I don't feel me straight apply. Or when I'm stand up for the stone, I live my life. Beneath the rich when east and they still when I make it thighs. But the schoolies never bet for me, my dough is still for thighs. I'm the horn, niggas know they cute too, I keep out the bone. But let's get it, you know my me, you miss be up the shown. And when I see a niggas fine, you will stay up front. And if they got me, know then I, you know I did the con. You up the icon, I see the fact. Missing I'm easy, but I hate I wake, so what I pack. I keep a searing in the rain, then I smoke as crash. And if I get keep a far, I know some planet, yeah. Taking trash to the sky from my reason to living. All the flu on the plane that resending he reeling. That's kicking out of love, I might never be willing. You shall never know what you I can never forget. But tune in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I 7 in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, you know by now it's on the line of people, but you never know this name is Kanana sequel. Sticking fresh, taking down, so decide the needle. Put down, stay the time to line like you want the needles. And if you hate when I like the brown, it's like your cam in the ground till they coming now. But I got so fresh up and through the moose confused. And now I know what's up and noon and that was all for you. Say you never lose, thanks it's later, Parikana. I was go, he's not a like a bagel, Drake your face. But I was thinking to his soul when y'all was by the cover. And now I wait, man, I ain't like the make whatever. I say could blend flame mind, you gave me no restriction. This nap so hard, go within and never missing. Convinced that you need love me now, but sure and never tripping. It's the amazing saw, boy, yo come and get tripping. Tune in, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream. Yeah, I say the name, vibe high, it's GPTV1. Live stream the trends, let the exploration run. Hip hop beats, we're on the scene. Catch the buzz, live your dream.
What up, though, fam? I'm back in the building. This is GPTV1 live stream. I want to thank y'all for joining me as we dive into this trending topic that's been going on for the past 5 days. It's been amping up. Like I said on my last live stream, this stuff going on nationwide. So we're going to look at some of the stories that's going on, and we're going to analyze it and give some commentary. The super chat is wide open. And again, I want to thank y'all for joining me. But before we get to that, I want y'all to check out this public announcement.
Welcome to the GP Inner Circle. What up, though, GP fam? I'm excited to announce that the GP membership is now officially active. This is your chance to step up and show your support in a way that truly matters. By joining the Inner Circle, you will unlock exclusive perks tailored just for the most dedicated supporters, because you deserve nothing less. But that's not all. The Super Chat feature is now live, giving you an even greater opportunity to engage with me and the community in real time. Your support fuels my passion and creativity, inspiring me to deliver the kind of fire content that only the GP fam deserves. So why wait? Join the GP membership today and be a part of something special. Let's elevate this community together, because when you thrive, we all thrive. Welcome to the Inner Circle. Your journey starts now. Much love.
Yeah, I'm back. I want to thank y'all for joining me. If you're stepping in the building, please click that like button. It helps spread the word about this live stream. And click that notification bell. That way it can notify you every time I go live and when I drop other content. We'll have a lot more content coming. But getting right to the story at hand, or the stories at hand, and that's all of these protests that's been popping off across the nation. And like I said in my last stream, that it's going to keep going on for a while. So we're going to look at some of the stories that's popping off across the nation and some of the cities that's been protests, you got New York City, Chicago, Atlanta, Seattle, quite a few cities. Let me look at the timeline they got going on. Let me let this pull up. Again, thank you for joining me. And it says timeline how ICE raids sparked LA protests and prompt Trump to send the military. And it's been reported that he has sent more troops over there to LA. So we all know this stuff popped off. It popped off in LA and sparked the and even some of the reports I've seen, they calling it riots over there. So that's the first time I've seen somebody call one of these protests a riot. Now I'm gonna dip over here and see what's going on with this New York City, and I'm gonna share my screen right here. Let's go to New York City and see what's going on over there. Let's switch the screen here and share the screen right here. Going to New York City. And let's check out the reports over there. Get some sound going on.
There's another rally expected today in Lower Manhattan. Mayor Adams and the NYPD both say they're ready if protests and demonstrations escalate here in New York. New York's Jessica Cunnington in Foley Square with the details, what they're expecting and how they're expecting to handle it. Jessica.
Well, Michael, the mayor and the NYPD says they are ready to handle whatever might arise, whatever might come up. And we know that the NYPD commissioner has been speaking with federal authorities saying, we got it, we can handle it, and we know how to deal with protests across the city. And we know that they're building. We're expecting another one here today, as we have seen, as so many New Yorkers have come out to protest against the immigration crackdown that we've seen across the country and also here in New York City. What we saw yesterday was a few rallies, and we're set to see some more today, particularly one last night right here.
Like a lot of this stuff, it has these eruptions, and then it'll calm down, then it'll erupt again. So you can expect people to get arrested during these protests.
But really throughout, multiple groups come together, like New York City union workers and immigration advocates coming together to stand up in solidarity with the immigrant communities out in Los Angeles, and also to those who are protesting and being detained out there, condemning the Trump administration's actions in LA. Mayor Adams and NYPD Commissioner Jessica Tisch are addressing the growing demonstrations here in our city and saying violence will not be tolerated.
I was on the phone all weekend with our federal partners. We know how to police protests in a manner that maintains public safety and upholds the law.
So again, the protest that we're expecting to see, and we're seeing it circulate on social media as well, is set for 5 p.m. today, right here.
So that's New York City right there, and they got a melting pot out there, and that's one of the stopping points people go when they come into this country. And looking at judge from the background, look like it's more of a melting pot, whereas LA is more Hispanics out there. I don't know how deep the Hispanics is out there in New York City, but I know they got Dominicans and Puerto Ricans and all that type of stuff out there. So that's New York City. And let me read this really quick, what it's saying about New York. Let me go to this report right here. I like to go to credible news sources and find out my information. So they said at least 20 people were arrested after protesters occupied Trump Tower on Monday, demanding the return of migrants who were sent to the CCOT prison in El Salvador. Rise and Resist, the group that organized the protest, said the demonstrators went to Trump Tower to protest illegal kidnappings and deportations of immigrants with due process. Regime halt these deportations and bring everyone home who was sent to CCOT. This video was posted on social media, and they got these civil rights type of workers giving these speeches and all of that. So that's what some of the people saying down there in New York City. So let's switch over here. Let's check out what we got up here. I think this Chicago. I think this is Chicago. Yeah, that's New York City right there. So let's switch over here to Seattle. Let's check out what's going on in Seattle. It's another city. Here and see what the report's saying out there in Seattle. So let me share my screen and share the screen and go out there to Seattle. If you're in the building, click that like button, click the notification bell. You can hit me on my chime if you're feeling really generous. Share the screen and go to this report right here and see what they're saying in Seattle.
Crowd gathered at City Hall over of David Huerta. He's the president of the California branch of the Service Employees International Union.
Right.
He was arrested Friday, accused of interfering with agents serving a warrant at an LA worksite. Huerta was released on bond yesterday. Washington Union members say they're angry.
He is a fierce fighter for workers' rights. He is a proud father, and he was out making sure that people's rights were protected.
This is basically all liberal.
Washington GOP Chairman Jim Walsh supports the renewed push to enforce immigration laws and calls the violence towards police in California unacceptable.
The people who are paying attention see what's happening.
Look like they're erupting in Seattle
with these riots and this insurrection. And
see, there we go. See, now they hamping it up, and they're starting to call these things riots. Let's finish with hearing what he had to say.
Partisan.
Earlier this year, Washington lawmakers passed House Bill 1321 as a proactive measure. That new law gives the governor sole authority to approve or deny entry of armed forces from other states like Washington, much like California.
I know New York is a Democratic state, and I think California is a Democratic state, and they're going to fight Trump on all these issues.
State Republicans argue that may not hold up in court.
Oh, they hit me with a commercial. They got to get paid too. Ain't mad at them. Yeah, so let's stop sharing that. So that's in Seattle, and it looks like it erupted a little bit up there. Let me see what they're saying on this report about Seattle. Let me go back here. So Seattle, protesters. We already know LA, we know Dallas. We find in Seattle, see what they're saying about this report. Forward a few minutes ago. I've been having so much information pulled up. I like to do research for sure. But I like to get it from credible sources. So Tampa was one of the cities. Okay. So Seattle is not on this particular list right here. And I want to look that up because I don't like to give out bad information. Thank y'all for joining me for sure. If you're in the building, click that like button, click that notification bell. Okay, Seattle protests target UW and Trump era policies. I wonder, is Washington a Democratic state? Anybody know is that a Democratic state, or I can look it up, but I'm looking up this. So Seattle protesters in Seattle are staging multiple demonstrations this week over issues ranging from opposition to immigration enforcement and what organizers call rising authoritarianism under Trump administration to the University of Washington ties to Boeing and its response to pro-Palestine campus protests. Some of the rallies are being held in solidarity with recent unrest in Los Angeles. University of Washington protests in Seattle. So they went up to the university, and on May 5th, super UW protesters protested in opposition to the new interdisciplinary engineering building. Got these big words in here. despite more than 600 days of genocide against Palestinians, including the killing of Palestinian engineering student during Israel's relentless bombing. So now they're going into some other stuff. So they adding a bunch of other stuff that's going with this. So basically, other people who got other issues, they join in this thing. So that's incredible. So they went from the riots LA to talking about stuff that's going over there in Palestine. Even though this stuff is warring over there, there's a lot of wars going on. And that's one of them over there, the Gaza Strip and all that. So we're all familiar with that. But it's incredible how they intertwining this with what's going on with the ICE raids. Talking about genocide and all that. So, but that's what the people up there in Seattle was talking about. Let's see, let's move on. Who else I got up here? Who else I got up here? Let me see. And this is Chicago. All right, let's check out and see what's going on up there in Chicago. You know, they got a lot of immigrants up there too. So I'm gonna share my screen. I'm gonna switch over in Chicago. Just popping off. Thank y'all for joining me. Feeling generous, hit me on the chime. You can follow me on social media as well. Let's switch over here to Chicago and see what's going on. Chicago. Check out the reports over there. So this was happening. This happened earlier today because it's Central Time. So this was what was happening earlier today. A bunch of people out there marching. Chicago got a big population too. Basically, all cities got immigrants. Yeah, they're all across the nation. Let me read this report right here and see about Chicago.
This is what democracy looks like. This is what democracy looks like.
We got a lot of facts going on.
This is what democracy.
But let me read some of this report right here. Approaching Daily Plaza on Monday to demonstrate against ICE raids in Chicago. And on Monday evening, protesters also gathered outside the Chicago Police Department's headquarters, accusing the department of helping ICE with crowd control, which the department denies. So a lot of these states, they don't want them to send in these troops and all that stuff. You know, right here on GPTV1, you know, I cover a lot of cautionary tales and things of that nature, and we all can learn, and we can learn together. But sometimes, you know, you got to look at these politics and all of that. Like, we forced to talking about it, whether we want to or not. And I don't even claim this to be but I get so many political comments in the chats and all that stuff. So, and sometimes the topic don't even be about politics or anything. They still will come in and make some type of political comment. You know, it'd be a left and a right wing. So definitely both right wing and left wing leave comments. And sometimes I hit them back or whatever. You know, I appreciate them checking out the stories and all of that stuff, but it all intertwines with each other. So, and again, like I said, to me, all this stuff about going after those cartels. And I got a documentary coming out soon. It's going to be based upon all of this stuff. So let's go back to the sound in Chicago. Again, this is from earlier today.
Fascist USA, no ICE, no KKK, no fascist USA, no ICE, no KKK, no fascist USA, no ICE. No KKK, no fascist USA. No ICE. No KKK, no fascist USA. No ICE. No KKK, no fascist USA.
They talking about the KKK. Like I said, they bring a whole lot, but that's liberal stuff. Liberals bring a lot of issues.
No KKK, no fascist USA. No ICE, no KKK, no fascist USA. No ICE, no KKK, no fascist USA. No ICE, no KKK, no fascist USA.
People consider this fascist. People consider this fascist. No opinion. That's their opinion. Yeah, this is Chicago.
Oh, thank you. What a day.
Don't look like no major eruptions going on over there. They're gonna make so much noise. That's true. Now what else? Atlanta. Maybe it's demonstrations going on down in Atlanta. Oh, they got hit with the first. It's all good. It's all good. I ain't mad at it. I'm mad at it. Get your money. I'm gonna need you, Alexa. Look deep down there. That's Alexa. Popping up. I don't know if y'all hear that or not. If you're in the building, that like button. Don't cost nothing to support the channel. Click that like button. It's totally free. It's popping off in Chicago. And let me check on Atlanta. Let's check out this news report from Atlanta. They had it going on down there as well. They crowd there. They live. What is that they standing on back there? Alright, let's switch over to Atlanta and see what's going on. Yeah, check out the news report over there. Atlanta, Georgia. Let's check out this report.
3 immigrant rights protests are spreading nationwide, and today Atlanta is joining the movement. Demonstrators are planning to rally on Buford Highway, echoing calls from Los Angeles and other cities to end federal immigration raids. 11 Alive's Ariana Manise live with more on today's action. So, Ariana, who's behind this demonstration today in Atlanta?
Jonathan, the group, the Atlanta branch of the Party of Socialism and Liberation, they're behind today's demonstrations. They say the message behind this mass mobilization they're calling from LA to Atlanta is stop ICE raids and not be silenced. Now, protest is happening later on today at 6:30 p.m. on Buford Highway. Protesters say the Trump administration is sending the National Guard and militarized federal officers to intimidate communities and suppress protests against immigration raids. They're urging working people to unite, defend their right to protest and protect. Now, as you mentioned, this is a growing movement that we're seeing here locally in Atlanta. Today's movement is following a rally on Monday in downtown Atlanta. The Union of Southern Service Workers held a rally outside the office of the Inspector General, rallying for the rights of all workers, especially immigrants who they say are being unfairly targeted by federal agencies. And also they're rallying in solidarity with a California union president who was injured and arrested while observing an ICE raid. As these protests are unfolding, Martin Luther King III, he's now adding his voice to the ongoing conversations around immigrant rights. He's calling for a compassionate approach rooted in justice and nonviolence.
There are people who perhaps have broken the law, but I think you have to also create a balance. And they've been here for 10, 15 years paying taxes, just trying to raise their families. My dad would say darkness will never put out darkness. Only light can do that. Violence will never stomp out balance. Only love and nonviolence will.
Meanwhile, tonight's rally along Buford Highway, that's happening at 6:30 p.m. We'll bring you the developments from that demonstration as they take place.
Like I said, they're bringing in these civil rights type people chiming in, and it seems like other ethnic groups are joining in. So that was down in Atlanta. I think that guy is actually based in Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. The King family, or at least he is. And his dad groups when it comes to Atlanta. But again, they bringing in a lot of other issues that's going along with this. And more cities been chiming in on this. In Austin, Texas is one of those cities I want to check out too. Going on down there. We'll check out Austin. Check out Austin. What's popping off in Austin? We heard Atlanta. We just moving around and did different cities and getting different reports, checking out what's going on. This stuff is major news, and it's spreading all across America. So, let me get back to Austin. Where Austin at? All right, we're going to take it to Austin. This is worldwide news, so this stuff is being watched all across the world. So let's dip over here to Austin. It's popping off over there. All right, Austin, let's check you out. See smoke bombs. Look at this dude just came on the side. Yeah. He came on the side. Jacket, let me rewind that. No, he just came out there and just like, where he at? This little dude right here, he's not going at it. He went straight at it. Whoa. Look at that again. That little dude right there was straight at it. Look at that, that's all over the guy. Oh man, this is Austin, Texas right here. What you doing? You got some smoking stuff in his face. Guess he's filming him with his phone.
That sucked. This guy.
Let me see what they saying about
Dear gods.
Where I'm at with this. That was happening down in Austin.
Just guys.
Man, what all this stuff? Hey. Let me pause
Little
this
kids.
for a minute. There's some guy on to film some of this stuff. Reporters always like to back it up with news reports. Demonstrators gathered at the Sunday evening in solidarity with those protesting ICE actions, and law enforcement used tear gas and pepper spray against protesters, and at least 2 people were arrested. Well, we seen one of them get arrested right there, live on TV. So let's go back down there and see what this guy talking about.
Playing with their wanting to use their toys. People just standing in the road. Pointless.
This is Austin, Texas. Eric Dean, what up, y'all? I know one thing, America is loud right now. They're gonna make all the noise in the world. Again, what up, though? Eric Dean, what up, though? So America is loud right now. There's a lot of horns being blown. Well, it looked like this was a little bit earlier. This video looked like earlier. It looked like it comes from somebody's cell phone. It's right there on the scene. A lot of these bloggers and podcasters, I'm sure they're around there somewhere. So that's Austin, Texas right there. And you see some pepper sprays being used. Let me stop sharing that. Oh man, so they got a lot of police out there. It's Austin, Texas. So what else is popping off? What else is popping off? What else is popping off? Thank y'all for joining me. You in the building, click that like button, click that notification bell. That way you get notifications for whenever I go live. Let me see who else is on this list right here. So we went to Austin, went to Chicago, we've been to Dallas. Okay, let's take it over here then. Take it over here. New York City, we've been there already. Let's go over here. Let me see what they got going on. Okay. Tampa. Gotta go to Tampa and see what's popping off in Tampa. Tampa also joined in the protesters. I want to share my screen too. And check out the reports from over there. Let me share this screen. Let's go to Florida, Tampa. Share this screen. Hold on. Let me go back. Let me move on this screen. Let me move to a new scene. This is it. I think this is it right here. Okay. Let me go here. Let's stop playing my song. That's my jam right there. That's not what I want. I want to go here. All right, let's share this screen. Let's go to Florida. So this is popping off in Florida. Let's check out the reports over there.
People came out today to Tampa City Hall to demonstrate for hours in solidarity with those protesters in LA. Fox 13's Evan Moon was there in Tampa and joins us now in the newsroom. Evan, hopefully things were peaceful there.
Hi, Chris. Thankfully, there was no violence out there today, but tensions did run high between these two groups. Tampa police officers having to intervene at times. The immigration issue at the forefront, with Florida conducting its largest immigration operation in the state's history just this year. Hundreds gathered in downtown Tampa Monday in solidarity with protesters in Los Angeles over the weekend, denouncing mass deportations and ICE raids across the country.
I think it's heartbreaking what's going on in Los Angeles. That's actually why I'm here today.
I'm 79 years old. I love this country, but it scares me that people are being rounded up on the streets. I know it starts with immigrants, but it doesn't stop there.
Get out now.
Florida also carrying out immigration enforcement operations this year, the largest in the state's history, with thousands of arrests. But some Floridians in support of President Trump's immigration policies also showed up to City Hall.
Mexico, I got here legally, and I support legal immigration. If you want to come to this country and you come the right way, I will welcome you with open arms. But we, the people, voted for Donald Trump to mass deport anyone who crossed our border illegally.
The two groups starting on opposite sides of the street, remaining peaceful.
If you look at the size of the amount of people here versus the size of the people on the other side of the street, you know, history is going to remember us as the movement that fought for the movement that fought against people being separated from their families.
My message would be stop lumping all immigrants together. You know, there's immigrants and there's illegals, and they're two different categories of people. We love immigrants.
But moments later, things escalated with screaming and shouting. Forcing Tampa police officers to intervene. No one was hurt.
There was a lot of heated conversation from both sides, yelling across the street, just slurs, derogatory terms, and it was just escalating way quicker than we wanted.
These two outspoken men from both sides of the issue came together to talk, find common ground, and ease tensions.
If you really sit down and talk with people, then you can find out that you guys actually agree and disagree on a lot of the same things. It's so much bigger than Tampa. There's so much going on that this is actually to be out here for everybody all across the world, all across the United States, people that have lived here their entire life, and this is all they know. We're here to show them that we believe in you guys, and you guys should be here, and we wouldn't be the United States without you.
They are delivering on their campaign promises.
We will not get complacent. The previous administration.
That's what I said. He delivering his promises. All the stuff he's been saying on the campaign trail. So that was down there in Tampa. It don't look like things erupted, and it looked like some of the people actually started talking and having some conversation, but it didn't get like out of control down there, so they didn't have to use tear gas and all of that. But again, I like to go to the reports and see if they're saying anything about Tampa. Click that like button. I appreciate you stopping by. I'm waiting on my report to pull up. So it says hundreds of people gathered outside Tampa City Hall on Monday to demand an end to ICE raids across the country. There were some heated moments between anti-ICE protesters and counter-protesters, but no violence was reported. So, and he said they made like a lot of arrests down there early this year. They've been rounding them up down there in Florida. They've just been the sentiment going after these illegal immigrants or undocumented immigrants, as they call it, however you want to label it. That's what's going on. So what else is on this list? And we're going. So who else I got? Okay, let's go here. So that was New Orleans. I mean, not New Orleans, that was Tampa. Let's go to New Orleans. Let's go to New Orleans. Let's see what's popping off down there. Yeah, all these cities have joined in, and it's going to be more. It's going to be more for sure. Let's see some of the reports in New Orleans, as they call it. Yeah. Waiting on my computer to load up. You're in the building, you go check out the merch at GP store. I got some good material over there, some inspirational merchandise, and it's very affordable. It helps keep this channel going and keep things alive. We have the Tampa, not Tampa, New Orleans. Waiting on my computer to load up. Okay. New Orleans. Okay, LA, Los Angeles. So they still talking about Los Angeles. But we're not looking at Los Angeles. We've been covering Los Angeles for the past couple of days. I want to look at New Orleans. New Orleans protesters. Yeah. This is GTV1 live stream. This is fun. I like doing this. I like looking up information. I like doing research. I like to give out accurate information. Well, that's reports from yesterday. There's a report. No. That was from yesterday. I see LA got a curfew going on down. Let's switch to LA and see what's going on right quick while I pull up New Orleans. So this is going on in LA right now. Say they got a curfew going on. It's not a lot of sound that goes with that, but let's check them out though. They got a curfew in effect. This is from the Associated Press. One of the best sources you can get information from, for sure. No sound that goes along with this, but it looks pretty calm over there in LA. So I'm gonna let that play for a minute while I look up some information on New Orleans. Let me see. New Orleans. From yesterday. Let me see what this says. Okay. Yeah. All right, let's check out New Orleans. Let's switch from LA. Switch over here to New Orleans and see what's popping off over there. Yeah, let's see what's going on over there. So this is New Orleans. Let's check out the news from over there.
This afternoon, that was outside of the immigration court on Poydras. Demonstrators held signs demanding due process, outraged after agents arrested a man outside the same building Friday. They say immigrants are being detained even following the legal process to seek asylum.
We don't want ICE agents to be acting like a secret police that are just showing up in plain clothes, taking people like I said, without due process sometimes, and we don't know. We want more transparency is one of the things that we want. We want this to stop, and we want immigrants to be treated better.
According to some protesters, many concerned citizens have been volunteering as court watchers, and they say they've seen an increase of ICE agents around the courthouses.
Due process, due process. Oh, that was New Orleans. Let me stop that. So that was popping off down there in New Orleans. Let me mute that. And come right back in on GPTV1. And again, I want to thank y'all for joining me. And I just want to do a roundup of what's going on across the nation. And this stuff will keep going on. So we're going to keep everybody updated on it. I want to thank y'all for joining me. I hope y'all feeling blessed out there, because I'm always feeling blessed when I perform for you all. Y'all catch me on the next live stream. And